Hello and welcome to The Entrepreneurial Musician, a newsletter, coaching service, podcast, and blog preparing today's musicians for tomorrow's realities. This is TEM287 titled, What Are You Intentionally Learning About? Thank you to Parker Mouthpieces for providing the hosting for TEM. Parker Mouthpieces offers fine, customizable component mouthpieces for horn, trombone, euphonium, and tuba, including the Andrew Hitz Artist Model Tuba Mouthpiece. You can find out more at parkermouthpieces.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you are not subscribed to the Portfolio Career Playbook newsletter, then you missed last week's Quartet of Ideas, which included links to a video that is only 114 seconds long on how to solve problems more effectively with one simple change. That video was money. A brilliant pricing strategy that Steve Jobs used to make the first iPad seem like a steal, even though it was really expensive, which, by the way, is a strategy that you can use on any aspect of your portfolio music career. The latest installment of Tools I Couldn't Live Without, which features what I use to make all of the graphics for TEM, the Brass Junkies, my online courses. Spoiler alert, it's not Canva, and I think it's better, and more. If you'd like to join the many TEM listeners who are already subscribed to the Portfolio Career Playbook and receive the tips, tricks, and inspiration needed to thrive with a portfolio career in today's music business, then head over to signup.tem.fm and subscribe today. TEM287, what are you intentionally learning about? Today's episode is very straightforward, and I bet that if you are listening to my voice right now, that you are the kind of person who is already doing what I'm going to suggest. But I would argue that being more intentional and more thoughtful about it would help move your portfolio career forward faster, and that thing is learning a new skill related to your career. Every Sunday night, I do a 10-question weekly review where I score myself on how I did the previous week. The things I score myself on range from finances to focus to how present I am with my family. It's a great way for me to get a numerical score that shows how successful or unsuccessful my week was and gives me an overall sense of whether I am progressing or regressing when looking at multiple weeks in a row. It's an invaluable tool for me, and I never skip a Sunday. One of the 10 topics in my weekly review is learning. I score myself on how curious I am about the world around me and whether I am intentionally developing the skills needed for me to succeed. The word that jumps out there to me is intentionally. Because of researching for TEM coaching clients, searching for resources for the Portfolio Career Playbook newsletter, and writing TEM episodes like this, I regularly encounter an awful lot of material on a wide variety of topics. I never go more than a week at a time where I'm not encountering a whole bunch of stuff. What scoring myself each week has done is make me be proactive about ensuring that I am being intentional about deciding what it is I most need to learn about and seeking that information out. I am currently about 8 hours into the audiobook of the Pulitzer Prize winning The Impending Crisis, America Before the Civil War, 1848 to 1861 by David M. Potter, and I still have about 15 hours to go. If I only ever listened to business books and read music business resources online, I would lose my mind. So this is a welcome distraction, and it's an incredible book. Kind of a sad story, actually. The author passed away before it was published, and so was not able to receive the Pulitzer Prize, so it was awarded posthumously. Anyway, this has eaten into my usual listening to various business podcasts and even made me unintentionally pause an online course that I'm enrolled in just in the last couple of weeks. Scoring myself on Sunday, this past Sunday, made me realize that I needed to keep things moving forward. So I found a specific hour-long presentation on growing an email list that I am now working my way through. I'm not concerned, as a side note, I'm not concerned with the overall numbers of subscribers for the Portfolio Career Playbook. I would always choose only 100 of you subscribed with a high open rate and say 40 people who would really miss it if I skipped a couple of weeks versus 500 of you subscribed, but only 20 people would really miss it. Engagement is much more important than subscription or download numbers, and that goes for podcasts, that goes for absolutely everything. But that doesn't mean I don't want subscribers, just using tactics that are going to lead to quality subscribers rather than just numbers. And that's what I'm learning about in this very high protein hour-long presentation that I found. So far this week, I have listened to far more of the impending crisis than I have things about growing my email list. And that's not only okay, but intentional. But I am intentionally moving that email list ball forward ever so slightly since it is a specifically stated goal of mine to grow that still new part of what TEM has to offer. And I have to say, it feels good to have even a little bit of momentum on that front, even during a time when I am putting my love of US history on the front burner. So, my question for you is, what are you intentionally learning about right now? And if you can't answer that question, I would encourage you to pause this before I even get to this week's quote and choose something. Keep in mind, you can literally change your mind in 5 minutes. And it doesn't matter how busy you are. This is not a commitment to spend X number of hours this week learning about building a website or anything else. This is just a commitment to move one specific thing, one very specific thing forward, even if it's just a little bit. If your experience is anything like mine, then getting even a little bit of momentum on learning a skill that you know you need to acquire will feel really good, no matter how slowly you are learning that skill. Okay, this week's quote is from author Anne Rice. I'm always looking and I'm always asking questions. The most interesting people I know are some of the most curious people I know. The musicians I know who make the most interesting art are always curious about the world around them and are frequently super curious about some specific thing, often not relating to music at all. The musicians I know who have the most successful and fulfilling portfolio careers are constantly looking and constantly asking questions. Same goes for the TEM coaching clients I most enjoy working with. I'll stop there, but I think you get the point. Look around, seek people doing interesting things, ask questions, be intentional about learning. It will make you happier and more successful, whatever successful means to you. Thank you to everyone for listening, subscribing, leaving a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get TEM, and simply for your attention, the most valuable commodity any of us have to give. TEM is produced by myself, Andrew Hitz, and is a part of the Pedal Note Media Podcast Network. The theme music for TEM is played by Ben Barron, Rich Kelly, Daniel Appel, and myself, Andrew Hitz. For show notes, the TEM blog, and to learn more about TEM coaching, please visit our website, tem.fm. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and sign up for our newsletter. And that's going to do it for the latest episode of The Entrepreneurial Musician.